So as I'm sitting here in the lounge, my way back from a quick but extremely meaningful visit with the Rebbe. But before I share with you a few interesting observations, let's first say chapter Tehillim, chapter 100, thanking God for all the miracles. And maybe for the greatest miracle of our generation, having given us a Rebbe. A Rebbe who's guiding us, who's leading us, who's blessing us, and who's taking us out of exile. So, chapter 100. Mizmor lesoida, riul Adonai kol haaretz, ivdu es Adonai b'simcha. Boi lefanav birnana d'u ka Adonai hu elim hu asanu v'lo enachnu ami v'tzoy marisoi. Boi yishara b'soida chatzroisa v'sila. Hoidu levachu shemoi ki tov Adonai le'olam chazdoi. As we always like to give some tzedakah. I do not have a pushka here, but I do have $1, and I'm just going to dedicate it, put it into my pocket, so that when I come to a pushka, I should put it into the pushka. It's of Yud Aleph Shvat. As I mentioned on Friday, today is the 11th day of the month of Shvat, which in the year Tafshin Yud Aleph, 1951, a year after the passing of the previous Rebbe, the Rebbe finally accepted the role, the position, the task of leading our generation. And he made it very clear. There's something particular in the letter, in the number 11. Because as I said, it was the 11th day of the month of Shvat. Shvat, which is, by the way, the 11th month of the year according to the monthly cycle, when we're starting for Nisan. Let's do this quickly together. Nisan, Iyar, Sivan, Tammuz, Av, Elul, Tishri, Cheshvan, Kislev, Teves, Shvat. You got it. We're in the 11th. And in the year which has in it Yud Aleph. Tav Shin Yud Aleph. 11. The Rebbe points out, according to Kabbalah, 11 represents beyond the usual structure of the 10 attributes. It goes on the crown, which is beyond the person's intellect, which is beyond the person's wisdom. It's the all-encompassing power which influences our life. So the Rebbe sets the tone and saying that our generation is in a generation of beyond. On a very little level which I experienced today. Actually, I had a flight last night, an hour and 45 minutes after Shabbat, supposed to be able to make it on time, come to the airport, I'm notified the flight is cancelled. Why would God not want me to come to 770 for the night of Motzei Shabbat? So I left it up to God, but He rebooked me for the first flight this morning. And then I found out why. Next to me sitting a young man who I had opportunity to invite him to put on tefillin, yes, on the plane, and he was very comfortable about it. We had opportunity to discuss what Rebbe is, what means the blessing of a Rebbe, what means the attachment to the Rebbe, especially on a day like this as the 11th day of Shvat, the Rebbe's special day. And you know what, my friends? At the end of the flight, he made a commitment to start putting on tefillin on a daily basis. Happily. So I said, this might be, at least as far as I'm concerned, the reason why I couldn't fly last night. But then I come to the Ohel and I come to 770. And it's just beyond any explanation. I sit with two young fellows, come over to me. Vous parlez français? Yes, I speak French. Tell us a story. Tell us a story that you know of the Rebbe. So I turn around to him and says, you know what, you tell me your story. He was born after Gimel Tammuz, after the Rebbe was physically not here. And I ask him, what propels you? You've never seen the Rebbe, never communicated with the Rebbe, never participated at any Rebbe's Farbringen, a dollar or anything. It's only for what you heard. What gives you the strength, the desire to do what you're doing. And it tells me he's running all over France, the little cities, and he does a bar mitzvah here and a little dvar Torah over there. He's going to the little cities to find those lost, so to say, Jews. He says, what gives you that strength to do this? Is it because your parents do it? She says, no, it's not about my parents. It's about the Rebbe. I maybe don't see the Rebbe physically, but I see him. And more than anything else, I know he sees me. And therefore, I'm doing what I'm doing. Does this have an explanation? Not a logical one, but that's the 11th dimension. So Eibishter, let's already join into 11 also represents crown. Let us see already the crown of Mashiach.